When we think of martial arts, we think of karate, kung fu, or judo. But do you know which martial art is today's fastest growing and most popular? It's Tae Kwon Do, the Korean one. The name means the kick and punch way, which gives you a good idea of how it works. Korea, long ago, was divided into 3 kingdoms: Goguryeo, Silla, and Baekje. These 3 were always at war, and so they developed better martial arts to fight. They didn't invent everything from the beginning. Korea is between China and Japan, and of course the martial arts of those 2 countries helped to make Taekwondo. The Koreans developed their own special styles slowly. It took centuries. It had not just unarmed fighting, but also fighting with knives, swords, and sticks. However, meditation was also important, and life philosophy, to make sure that both the mind and the body were working together perfectly. The meditation and philosophy of Taekwondo do take a lot from Buddhism. The new martial art started to spread quickly in Korea because the soldiers who developed and practiced it, the hwarang, liked traveling around the country, learning about the people, and as they went, they taught their art and philosophy. However, it wasn't really until the 1950s that Taekwondo was recognized as a separate martial art. In 1950, a terrible war started in Korea, and soon the Americans, the Chinese, and others were fighting there. Millions of South Korean soldiers needed training for hand-to-hand fighting. In 1952, in the middle of the war, the South Korean president, Syngman Rhee, watched an exhibition of Taekwondo by a Korean army team. The president made it the official martial art of the South Korean army. Some US soldiers who fought in the Korean War, or were in Korea in the years after the war, began to notice the new official Taekwondo, and they began to learn it. When they returned to the USA or went to other places around the world, they took the new martial art with them, practicing and teaching it wherever they went. It was a great way to defend oneself, but it was also a great and growing competitive sport, and a very good way to keep fit. Although it was spreading around the world, Taekwondo was still mostly practiced in its native Korea. That is, until 1988, when Seoul, the South Korean capital, hosted that year's Summer Olympic Games. The Koreans did not miss the opportunity. Taekwondo was the special exhibition sport for the Games, which introduced it to a lot more people around the world. After this, it really took off, and in the year 2000, Taekwondo was officially recognized as an Olympic sport, a new sport for a new millennium. With karate, it is one of only 2 Oriental martial arts accepted by the Olympic Games. Like some other martial arts, Taekwondo grades its students using colored belts. Black is the highest level. 3 million people today hold a black belt in Tae Kwon Do. Imagine how many more people practice or just watch and enjoy this modern martial art with ancient roots.